Hey, Andrew Morrison here, talking to you about straw bale construction and wind. I got an email recently, and the question of that email was, how do straw bale structures hold up in windy environments such as hurricanes and tornadoes? Now, there's not a whole lot written about this out there, but they are in fact really, really good performers in that kind of weather. The reason being that the walls are so thick, you get an extra stability out of that thickness. You also have the strong plaster skins on the outside and the inside. And then the straw itself is a little bit ductile, so it has the ability to slightly move as that wind pushes against it, which allows it to absorb some of that wind. Now, the other thing it's really good at in terms of tornadoes and hurricanes is protecting inhabitants from projectiles. Now, I'm not sure that it could handle, necessarily 2x4s flying at 300 miles an hour with a pointed end coming straight through the wall, but there have been some studies that show that it does really well at stopping minor projectiles, small pieces of wood, glass, obviously, even some relatively large pieces of wood shot at a pretty high speed. In light of that, there's actually a police department that's been built now out of straw bales just in order to protect the people inside from projectiles. So there's obviously some science going on behind this that people are starting to investigate the use of that thick bale wall to protect the inhabitants from projectiles. So again, if you're looking for something in tornado or hurricane areas, yes, straw bales protect really well from the wind, just the strength of the wind, and secondly also from projectiles. Now getting back to the strength piece, most straw bale homes that I build, the code actually doesn't have a specific rating for how to design a straw bale house. It has some ideas of what bale stacking means and so forth, but it doesn't give a full design criteria. So what that means is that most inspectors require me to build my house to 150% of the code. Basically, it's under the alternative section, that's what's required, so that they know that it's completely going to meet that code and exceed that code. So there's another reason why these buildings are extremely strong and durable, is because they're built to better standards than a conventional house is. So that's just another way of looking at why these structures are so good. Happy baling.